What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, Cheryl's Creative Corner. How's everyone doing today? I hope you are doing well. What we're going to do today, I'm going to work on some of these ghosts, and I'm going to be using the Let's Resin UV resin, the clear, as well as backing them with the white. I got to get more. I'm almost out. And then I'm going to use the Let's Resin glow-in-the-dark powders. I'm going to be using purple, fuchsia, and blue. I already have my clear resins poured, and I'm reusing cups that I did for making another project. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and add these powders in. These powders are a little bit kind of on the grainy side, I guess. So you want to make sure that they're mixed really well. But for the most part, it shows up pretty translucent in the mold. So it'll work well with UV resin. I also want to say too that these glow-in-the-dark powders, I made a green ghost and I gave it to my son, but he left it behind, and so I put it on my nightstand, and about 3.5 hours later I woke up, and it was obviously dark in my room, but that ghost was still glowing already just after 3 hours. I mean, it was a bright glow. So but that was green. I know green has a tendency to glow brighter than some other colors. But I just wanted to say that, that's awesome. I really didn't expect it, and it's not even using as much powder that I've added into this. So I was pretty impressed. So we're gonna get this stirred up well, because I don't want to have any not as much, what do you call it, like chunky pieces to sink or float. So you want to get it mixed up as much as possible. Now you could, stir slowly so that you don't create as many bubbles, but with the powder in here, it's already going to trap a bunch of micro bubbles. So see, that's pretty nice. And see, it's still pretty translucent too. So, and I'm using more powder this time than I did last, and I'm probably going to pour a little bit more resin because I want to make quite a few of these pendants and some matching earrings for some of the pendants. Some pendants are going to be, I'm just making pendants only, no matching earrings, because I'm going to make some of these for the kiddos in my neighborhood. They're pretty good kids. I live on a corner, but the street that runs along my house is a cul-de-sac. So the first house on that cul-de-sac is up to my backyard. So it's kind of like the front of their house. I can see it from my backyard. And the kids next door to them are amazing kids. They're twins, a boy and a girl, really nice Christian family. And when I first moved into this house, when I would let my dogs out in the backyard, if she was outside playing, at the time she was like 9 years old, and I didn't know her, I really didn't talk to her, but she would always wave to me because I can see their street from my backyard. I remember I sent her mom a message because she was part of our community group, and I told her how sweet her daughter was, that she just, randomly waves to me, to be nice. A lot of kids don't do that. So I was pretty impressed, and she said that my little, what's the word I'm looking for? My compliment really made her day, her daughter's day. She was so excited. She went and told her dad that one of the neighbors thought she was really, really sweet. So anyway, so I'm going to be making a necklace for her with matching earrings. I don't know if she has pierced ears though. So if she has pierced ears, I'll give her the earrings. Otherwise, I'll give her the pendant, and I'll give her brother a pendant to wear on Halloween. And then the kids next door to me are really sweet kids too. They talk to me if I happen to be out in the backyard watering my grass or cleaning the bird feeders or whatever. I have to say that a lot of the kids in this neighborhood are pretty amazing compared to some other neighborhoods that I've lived in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill the mold up, and then I'm gonna use the matching earrings. These two match. So I'm just gonna do these each time, cure, back it with white, and then I'll top coat them. So let's get started with the blue first. I think what I'm gonna do for maybe for a couple of them, some I'm not gonna fill up to the eyes. I'll fill it up to the eye and the mouth, the eyes and the mouth, and then I'm gonna back it in white. Some of the others I might just fill in. I'm not sure. Let's see how much. I've made some like that before, but I did like a really thin layer because I want to try to stay clear as much as possible from the mouth and the eyes.
Tiny ghosts could shimmer and shine, hanging on chains, looking so fine. Pink and green, they glow in the night. Candy corn shades, a spooky tail light.
And I don't know if I mentioned it, but this set is from Resin. I purchased it a couple of weeks ago, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've made all different kinds, and I'll probably just show pictures of just different ideas. But I was doing this before I decided I'm going to start making videos. When I do this, why not? And what I'm going to do now is take my dotting tool and kind of run it around the corners. These 90-degree corners that just love to harbor bubbles.
Swaying, they catch your eye. Necklaces, earrings floating by. Glow in the dark, they light up the room. Little ghosts chase.
All right, now what I'm going to do, since I don't want my pre-mixed colors to cure, and then I'm going to use my box here to block the... All right, gonna give it a quick cure with my wireless UV lamp. This thing is awesome. It's so much easier than using a little torch, unless you just need to do a real fine little curing spot. That's good to use, just like a little flashlight style torch. But this one's really nice. And then of course the dual-sided UV lamp. So I'm going to give this a quick little cure, and then we're going to back this in white. I'm also not going to make these too terribly thick either. All right. I don't know if you can see it, but when the resin starts to heat up, the bubbles go crazy. So all the little micro bubbles that are hanging around the powders start to rise as this UV resin starts to heat up. But once it starts to cure, then you obviously don't want to keep heating it with the lamp. All right. So that's a nice little layer, okay? And then I'm going to take my white, and we're going to do a nice thin coat. I love, 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 love this UV white. Love it. I would make many, many more projects with this, and I don't want to really use it all up, but I have so many ideas to do with it, especially for Halloween and Christmas coming up. Fall too. I have some cute ideas for fall, not with this mold, but I have some other little ideas. I'm going to use the pumpkin molds and stuff. So I got a nice little thin layer of white down, and then I'm going to give this a nice a quick cure, and then we're going to pop it into the dual-sided. The white resin does make a little bit stronger of a smell than clear. So if you have sensitivities to smells, just kind of be aware of that. I usually have my little fan going, but it's so loud. All right. Let's see. I'm sure that this isn't done. No, it's still got a cure, but I think I'm going to do another thin layer of the clear, just to give it a little bit more thickness, but not having to use up all the white. And then I'll be done with this ghost, and we will stick him in I call it my oven, my UV oven. And you want to be careful that you don't press down too hard on thin layers or the the film that's being created by the UV resin. And I can actually see the mold pulling away. That's another thing that these do is, oops, I didn't do. These molds seem to want to pull away pretty quick. So that means that my clear is going to leak down underneath, which might not be a big deal, only because I'm going to top coat these anyway. But if you weren't going to top coat, it might not be very pretty. And if you're new to my channel, which I'm brand new, so if you're new, if you use one of these lights when you cure large pieces, you want to try to stay as high as possible and then start to lower your light closer to the piece, because resin heats up very, very hot. If it gets too hot, it starts to kind of wrinkle or ripple. So you just want to be careful of that. And I'll give you an example of how hot the resin gets. It's got a nice little thin, let me see if I can get a good reading. Now, see, it says it's like 170 degrees. So that's pretty hot. You want to be very careful when you're handling resin after it, UV resin after it cures. All right, let's stick this in here. Turn it on. The dual sided is perfect so that you can cure your pieces on both sides at the same time. It saves a lot of time, lots of time. All right, so I'm gonna let this cure and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That's cured. I think it is actually. Let's see. Yep. It could probably stand to use a little bit more curing, but we're going to go ahead and take him out. Ta-da-da! How cute! See, you can see right here where the resin started to leak down. All right, so we're going to leave him sit here. Actually, I'll put him in here to cure some more. And what we'll probably do is I'm going to trim down some of these. I think what I'm going to do is, because you don't want to sand the edges down too much if you're going to put a backing on it, because you kind of want something to hold the liquid in without spilling over the side. Actually what I'll do is I'll probably just sand this down. It might be easier to do. I just don't like all the dust and then having to clean up all the dust. I'm gonna have to take that to the sink and give it a little bath. But I mean, that kind of helped. It helped take down some of those tall walls. All right, let's move on. Now I'm going to make another blue one. Then I'm gonna do the matching earrings because one of my neighbors, she wanted a blue one. Actually, I'll just put you on a pause. I mean, this is pretty boring. So let me get this all spread out and everything, and then once I get it all filled up, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and now I got it all smoothed out. I had to take some out of the little ghosts because it was a little too full, but still covering the mouth a little bit, but that might make it all the more kind of spookier. And I popped the bubbles. I did not go around the walls here. Forgot to do that. What you want to do is when you're doing that with the bubbles, you want to move around, but you want to eventually get it pushed out into the center where you can easily combat them with a lighter. Otherwise, they'll stay kind of hidden in there. All right, let's go ahead and get this cured. Oh shoot! I forgot to block off my. Ooh, I hope that didn't mess things up. No, not too bad. Whew, that was close. All right, let's go ahead and add the white. And basically, it's all going to be the same thing with the pink and the purple. So I might just do those off camera and then come back. I'm going to include the earrings, of course. I had a little extra blue, so I started some in another little ghost cavity that I had filled with some clear. And I thought, I'll make a multicolored one. I can make that just a small little pendant. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stick this in there, and maybe that might help with separating, because it's on a black background, so it's not going to cure as easy as if I were to just get it from both ends, and maybe that'll prevent it from separating. We'll see. All right, that's cured. I mean, it cures a lot quicker too, so. And I don't see that it's separated, so that might be key, is getting it cured evenly. I am gonna do the back. I'm gonna dome it so that I don't have to worry about, you know, edges to trim down. Excuse me if you hear any gurgling. My son and I, we went to go run some errands and got some food. My husband is currently in Nebraska. He went to go visit some family and drop off some family heirlooms to him. I'm here by myself. My son, since my husband took the car, my son, you know, we ran a few errands, grabbed some food, came back here, ate, and he went home. And I'm like, what do I do now? Maybe I think I'll just make some ghosts. And here I am. Okay, let's go ahead and get these out. Feels nice and smooth, so I don't think I'm going to have to do any trimming, hopefully. Probably a little sanding. I mean, I might as well, since I've already got one that I have to sand. Not too bad. I think it actually might be okay. Cute. See, the marks are there too. They'll always be there. Anytime if your molds get any kind of defect, it's always gonna show up on your pieces. So this is nice. I don't need to trim this down. I'm not gonna need to back it. Well, I am gonna need to trim it down a little bit because there's still rough edges. Let's see how the earrings turned out. Those are cute. And I don't actually think I'll even need to trim on these because these are nice and smooth. I'll need to remember to do just a tiny bit more on the pendants. And this one. Oh, my husband's calling. just talking about him, huh? All right. I'm going to put you on a pause. I'm going to work on this and then I'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I left off because I'd done all these, backed all the ghosts. I did the clear. I trimmed them back, you know, so that they all were nice and smooth. I filled in the eyes on many of the ghosts with some of the white UV resin, and I've got them all ready for doing some top coat. So let me put my gloves on. And you know, I suffer from widespread chronic pain all over, and I try to do things to take my mind off stuff, and crafting is one of the biggest. You know, it helps me to take my mind off my pain, just even for a little while. And then I thought, you know what? Why don't I just start doing videos, and that way I can help people or teach people, you know, in addition to all the other amazing creators out there. You know, it just seems like everybody is just so awesome. I don't even know the word for it. And I want to be part of that awesome. So, one thing that I wanted to show is this ghost. It had some of the white leak through, and as you can see how there's white in there, and then it kind of messed up right here on the corner. So I can fix this. I might just sand it all down and then do a top coat. It's going to take me a while because the only sanding that I have is I have a nail file, or I can use the grinder on my Dremel, and I can use the stone thingy on that and get it down. But so I'm not going to be working on this ghost on video, but we have lots of others to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Let me get some paper towel ready. I really didn't prep anything for this because I was sitting here getting the camera all set up. Decided I'm just going to go ahead and start making a video. I mean, not a whole lot of prepping of what I need to do anyway, because I already know what I was going to do. Alright, so for right now I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. My husband is on his way home from Nebraska as we speak.
Hanging on chains, looking so fine, pink and green.
cute one when I poured in all the extra colors. Look how adorable he is. He's like a tie-dye ghost. He's so cute. Anyway, I wanted to share that one. Cute little cutie pie. A tie-dye cutie pie.
Pink, green, blue. Purple whispers and a spectral grin. Spirits dancing on your skin.
Finally, last one was done. So while the last bits are curing, I think I'm going to grab my Dremel and I'm gonna see what I can do to get rid of the white around here. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so I grinded him down a little bit, hoping to remove the layer of white resin. Grinded him down. See, now you can see how he's like not shiny anymore. But when I put the coating of the UV resin over the top, then it's gonna get shiny again. Hopefully that removed a pretty decent amount of the white. Kind of hard to tell, but it looks like it did. And then I took them and washed them with some soap and water. Get them all dry. Looks like there might have been some bubbles in there. Gotta make sure that they're completely dry so that way water and resin don't mix well. I think there's still a little bit of a white haze, but it still looks good. It gives like a little bit of a ghostly appearance, I guess. So always be careful, you know, to try to keep your pieces that are inside the mold intact with the mold. If it starts to separate, that means it's lost its seal, and any resin that you put over the top of it is going to leak in. I mean, if you're going to top coat, you know, that's fine. Once you top coat, all that kind of disappears. But, you know, I mean, a good example right here is, well, I don't know if you can see there's a little hole. I don't want to. There was a little hole down here, which is darker. It's the purple that's below that white haze, so I probably should have grinded that down some more. It's still going to look good and be cute for the kids. Maybe that'll be the ghost's signature mark. Because I don't really plan on dazzling them up or anything. I mean, if that were the case, I mean, I could probably put a couple little rhinestones. Well, you know, actually, maybe I could. I could put some rhinestones right there. I mean, I am making this one for the little girl next door because her mom said that she likes purples and pinks. I think I accidentally just covered up the hole, but that's okay. I can drill it out. Just another extra step to do. I think I might do that. Maybe I'll cover up those little holes with some rhinestones. Maybe I'll do pink rhinestones. Just for some added girly bling. A girly ghost.
Resin dreams in candy hues. Wearing the night like brand new shoes. They don't haunt, they don't scare. Just a glow that fills the air around your neck or in your ear. Little ghost.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is, let's go ahead and we can take a look at these. See how nice and shiny they are? Much better. And pink. And the purple. And then I got the earrings still in there. They're done, but I haven't moved them out yet. So basically, these guys are done. So I'm going to put them over to the side, and then we'll do jump rings for those. But what I need to do is prepare the earrings. I think this is done. That's cute. And it did kind of close up the opening, but that's okay. We'll just take my little handy dandy Let's Resin drill Doesn't say it on there, but it's from Let's Resin. And we'll just do it this way. Make a new little opening. That looks cute. What I'm going to do in terms of the earrings is I'm going to make some with posts and some dangly. I have the posts. I got those from, they came with the ghost molds from Let's Resin. So if I wanted to do, you know, post backings, oops, my goodness. I know I'm going to do that with a pair of pink ones and a pair in a purple. I'll show you how we can do. Let's see, I think we'll do, so we do see the pink ones and the purple, and then do gold. I've made silver ones, so I think I'm gonna do the gold this time. And what we do for, we'll go ahead and do the back, the posts ones. And for these, all you have to do is do just a tiny little drop of some UV resin, and then we'll set the post on and then cure it. So let me zoom in a little bit. So hopefully you can see okay. So we can make sure that they stay even. I'm going to try to do these both at the same time so that, you know, I can make sure that the posts are level with each other. And we'll do just a tiny drop. Another tiny drop. Okay. And then we'll stick the post. And then what I'll do is kind of push this down and then take a little bit of the resin and put it over top. Probably should have used a dotting tool to put the resin down. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, we could spread it out. I was trying to avoid too much squishing out, but that was inevitable. Next time I'll try it with the dotting tool to put just a tiny little bit underneath. But you want some to cover over the base of the post because you need something to anchor it down. Especially since the resin's not going to cure underneath that post, so you need it to cure around the post. I mean, it just started looking bad, so now it's going to need a slight little back coating, if you will. It doesn't have to be back coated if you don't want it to be. I mean, it still looks decent with just a blob of glue, if you will, back there, like a lot of earrings will have. But I don't know, it bothers me. So seeing a blob there that's kind of all over the place doesn't sit right. What would you call that? Kind of like an OCD of some sort. I don't know. It would bother me. All right, I'm gonna move this over so I can cure it. Actually, I mean, the resin could, if your piece is transparent enough, you know, the back, you know, what the resin that's underneath the post base will cure, as long as you cure both sides. One of my cats is on the couch that's behind us. We have a pull-out couch. Sorry, you can't see me. Now that pretty much looks flawless, pretty much. I get the other one so I can make sure that they are even. That looks good. Does that look even? Move this one out of the way. Then we're gonna stick this one in here. And then while that's going, now I'm gonna show you how we do for the danglies. I'm going to take my drill. I'm gonna drill little holes in here. I'm gonna put the eye pins in. I'm also going to put a little bit tiny dab of resin inside the hole before putting the eye pin in. That way it's a good, nice, secure hold for that. So that's what I'm going to be doing while I'm talking to my husband, and then I'll be back with you.
Colors pink, green, blue.
right, I'm back. I actually haven't used these little tiny eye pins. Ugh, these gloves, they're what are these? These are medium. I don't usually wear a small, but these aren't meant for detailed work. Anyway, these little eye pins are tiny, and I don't know. Let's see if I can screw them in. The other ones that I worked with were a little bit bigger, and as I was trying to screw them in, it was like I just barely even got them in there, and they broke. I might have to make the hole a little bit bigger. I don't know, let's see. You'll also be able to see. I probably should have not done this so thick, and now I remember why. It's so that I can do a little bit thicker of a background of the white so that you can't see the screw coming through his head. Yeah, I need to make the hole bigger. This little thing is pretty nice though. It comes in three speeds. I use the low speed for right now, and it also comes with different size drill bits, so that's nice. But you don't want to make the hole too big. I don't know if you can see yeah, you can see where he's getting drilled in the head. Because I don't have that thick of a layer of the white, and I did that on my other ones, and I completely forgot that that's what I need to do. So make sure you do a thin layer of your color if you're going to do a translucent color, and then so that way you can drill into the solid. It's just, I get nervous because I did one where with another eye pin, and I was screwing it into the head, and as I was getting it just to the very bottom, it broke. So it broke off the piece inside of his head, and so then I had to drill next to it, and it was a pain. So I get really nervous like that. Don't need very much because it's just a tiny little drop. I'm going to take my pin and drop the resin just inside the little hole, and then you kind of take the pin and just squish it in there. Hopefully you can see it. Squish, squish. This lighter seems to just want to keep sliding, so I'm getting into my way. Just like that. And you want to make sure that whatever direction the other piece goes in. Actually, what I should have done was I should have opened the eye pin first. So I always take the earring piece and connect it straight to the eye pin. Now some people, you can, if you want to make it longer and use a chain, that's fine. You just want to make sure that when you have it set, that when it's dangling, it's going to be facing forward. Unless if you want it to face the other way, then you'll turn the pin to turn the other way, and then that way it would face out from the ears, if that makes any sense. So what I'll have to do is, once I get this set, I'm going to take this and open it up and connect it to there. So let me go ahead and I'm going to put this in here, give that a cure, and then I'm going to do it with the other one to get that over with. Make sure you wear eye protection too, in case if any little fragments fly out. I mean, that's always a possibility. It also charges with a USB-C, so that's handy. This should work. Put in the resin. Just like that. You want to be careful. Don't over tighten it because it will break. Now I got to do the same thing. Got to make sure that, I think getting them started helps. When you open anything up, don't spread them opened. You kind of pull it. I don't know if it's going to be able to focus, but you'll take it and you pull it back or front so that it's opened. Come on, focus. Opens like this instead of, you don't want to pull it out, because then this way when you pull it back, it'll close better and more securely. Now when we close this back up, hopefully this will stay focused. You want to make sure that it stays in, and then all you have to do is just bend it back into place, and it'll stay right up against the the bottom where it was. It's not going to be spread out and then hard to, you know, get back in place. And there we have our necklace. Oh, this is still having an issue focusing, but way better than it was the other cameras for sure. Ta-da-da. These are done. Put the little backings on these like that. I need to get more of the post earrings or post blank posts so I can make more earrings of whatever else. Just like that. Look how cute. And then we've got our dangly ghosts. I need, let's see, gold, silver, and blue is gold. Open these up. And I just need 2 gold, actually 3 gold for the other blue, because one blue is not going to have earrings. And then I will get my cords. I have blank cords that I got from Amazon, and I will link these. I also have some that are in color, different colors, mostly like natural colors, or you know, like grays and browns. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These come as a pack of, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out. These come in a pack of 100, so you'll have lots for plenty of use. All right, so now with these, I mean, this is pretty easy. You'll take your jump ring, open it up, same way.
Tiny ghosts could shimmer and shine, hanging on chains, looking so fine. Pink and green, they glow in the night. Candy corn shades, a spooky delight. Swinging or swaying, they catch your eye. Necklaces, earrings floating by. Glow in the dark, they light up the room. Little ghosts chase away the gloom. Fun for kids, for grown-ups too. Haunted colors, pink, green.
So what do you think? We have our necklace that goes with the earrings, and the other one, because I have this one silver and that goes with the backings. I mean, you don't see the backings anyway, but hey. And gold here. So what do you think? Cute, isn't it? I mean, these are so fun to make. I love these ghost molds, except for the flaws that are on them, the, you know, those markings. That's kind of a pain, because I don't like to have to top coat everything. Shouldn't have to. You know, when you buy a mold, they should come to you clean and no scratches or dings. So, but if you like to top coat, then that's okay. Then you don't have to worry about it. And they have the little backings, the little rubber backings, so that way your earrings don't come out. So it's nice that Let's Resin included the earring pieces, the post, and jump rings, these backers. Cute little set. I'm gonna go ahead and share it with you real quick, the other pieces that I did, because I did them on video. I don't know if I'm gonna be... Right, so the other ones that I did are, I did do a translucent ghost, so I didn't back it at all. So I did that one, and I did fill the eyes and the mouth with black. I also did one as I did a candy corn ghost, and I used, I took the white, no, I did, what did I do? I took the white UV resin. I believe I took the white or the clear, and I mixed it with a glow-in-the-dark powder that is white in the daylight, but when it's in dark, it glows. I think it's like a light blue. So yeah, made a cute little candy corn ghost. I think Michelle did a candy corn one, if I remember correctly. And I did two more translucent ghosts. I did a green and a purple. And then here I did another candy corn ghost, except this one I backed in black, and I don't like that I did that because the orange really got muddied out. So yeah, don't back them in black if you're going to try to do a candy corn. Either do it in clear or white, which I believe, yeah, this one's backed in a light layer, but the colors started to bleed more than compared to this one. I think they were fading. I can't remember why it did that. They did those, and then, oh, that was it. Well, I also did a pink one and a blue one, just like these, except I didn't top coat over the eyes and the mouth. So, but I gave them to the neighbor kids. So here they are. Here's all the posts. I also did matching earrings. Oh, so here's some blue ghosts that I put the fish hooks on, and then I did matching candy corn earrings. But see, again, they got muddied. The orange is all muddied out. So, but that matches this one here. I did a separate little pendant with one of the small ghosts, and I did a cool, I did a white resin and then kind of blended it in with clear to make it kind of have like a ghostly, kind of like a ghostly look. It's pretty cool. I don't believe this glows in the dark though. I did a transparent ghost that has candy corn chicken pox. I did. Yeah. This one's just it's got the candy corn colors in it, but I did it in spots. I did little blobs into the resin, and then just, did the whole thing clear. So he's my translucent ghost that has candy corn chicken pox. And then I did matching earrings to go with it. Just little bit of a different shape. And then this one, this is my husband's favorite that I did. But here I took in the mold I did clear, half clear and then half white, and then I dragged the white down into the clear to give it a really cool ghostly effect. I was just messing around and I'm like, ooh, let's try this. And it's really cool. And I did this because I was messing, and anyway, so yeah, I forgot where I was going. So I just swirled the white UV resin into it and made it ghostly looking. I'll just use my glove. Isn't that cool? And then I did earrings to match. Not quite the swirly look, but so yeah, matching ghostly earrings, but these ones are for me because they turned out so cute. So yeah, these are all the things, all the ideas that I did with the ghost mold from Let's Resin. Hopefully this gave you some good ideas if you decide to get this and to create some fun pieces. But I think I'm done using this set for now. I've made a lot. I still have a bunch of other little pieces that I haven't even done anything with yet. Okay, so I am done now for this ghost piece. Let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you really enjoyed the video, and if you didn't, give me a thumbs down. That's fine too. Leave a comment. Let me know, and I'd love to hear from you. But most important, subscribe. I do promise that I'm going to bring all kinds of creative projects to you, and as unique as I can possibly get, and also taking ideas from other creators and doing something additional to it, putting a twist on it. So go ahead and please subscribe and share. Let's get my channel going, and I wish you all the best of the rest of your day and week, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, take care, my friends. Bye.
Purple whispers, spectral grin, spirits dancing on your skin. Resin dreams in candy hues, wearing the night like brand new shoes. They don't haunt, they don't scare, just a glow that fills the air, round your neck or in your ear, little ghosts that bring good cheer. Glow in the dark.